Or this one I titled, Monkey on My Back. And I know you're probably going to say something racist, as usual. Classic Christian.
I was actually going to say something about George Michael.
I was around 17 years old and lived with my parents. I was staying home alone. I can't recall where 2 of my 3 brothers were, but they weren't home. As for my older brother, he was away in the Navy. My parents were in Monterey for the weekend. It was just Max, my dog, and I. I was watching TV. It wasn't anything scary because I hate scary shows and movies. Well, I get tired and decide to head off to bed, and Max tags along. I lay down and fall asleep on my stomach, or maybe I roll over on my stomach in my sleep. All I know is when I wake up, I was on my stomach sleeping with my head on one arm. I remember the dream I was having. It was about my first crush from grade school, Livy. Then I wake up to the sound of my dog whining, and all about eerie feeling and a soft grip on my shoulder. I turn my head and look over my shoulder and I see it. It was a girl. She was on my back, yet I couldn't feel her there, only her grip on my shoulder. She had an overall dull green hue to her. If you have seen Lord of the Rings: Two Towers, it was kind of like the color of the ghosts in the dead marshes.
Oh, okay.
Nice visual. Now my reaction was almost instant. I turned my body and threw my right arm out across my body as I turned, like you would to do if you were swatting someone off your back. The weirdest part was I could feel my skin contact with her, and it chilled me to the bone. I was utterly terrified, and so was my dog. That was how I knew I wasn't dreaming anymore. My dog was scared. Within seconds of me turning and seeing her, I was out of my bed and running to my car. Thank God my keys were on the wall unit in the living room. Max wisely followed, knowing I was scared, and I'm sure he was not wanting to be in that room anymore as well. I sat in my car for a while, and Max calmed down with me. I then called my best friend and asked if I could stay the night at his house. I was too scared to go back into mine. Max didn't have a problem going back in, so I let him back in the side gate, grabbed clothes from our laundry room, and drove to my friend's house. I'm now 21 and moved out, but to this day, I have never stayed alone in that house again.
A visit from a succubus.
You think so? I don't know if that has succubus material written on it.
Well, it could have, if he wouldn't have woken up.
Oh, you think so? You think he was having a weird sex dream about his first love?
Maybe it wasn't getting to that point, but a succubus is going to come at the little boys.
Okay.
According to the stories.
Yeah. No, I've encountered what I refer to as a succubus in the past, and
I have not.
It wasn't a terrible experience, but I will say the idea of it being on your back is creepy. Like, it's almost like I just picture it's like hands around your head or something while you're dreaming. If it is giving you some kind of weird,
What if Max is like, oh my God, the human's going crazy?
He's like, oh God, he's having a weird sex dream. Get me out of this house, please, somebody. No. And it's funny that he was like, my dog didn't mind going back in. Like the dog, like, you mind going back in? He's like, yeah, it's fine, I'm sure. Dog's probably like, dude, aren't you coming in with me? What the? It's just me in here now?
Or either that or the dog was afraid of his human because he's like, well, I don't know what the hell.
He's like, you've been acting weird, dude. Let me back in the house. I'm tired.
Mama told me that humans that act like this have rabies and I shouldn't let them bite me.
That's exactly what Mama said.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the dog reacting to it is something that I'm kind of familiar, not so much with dogs, but a lot of the stuff, how I differentiated growing up as, was this real or was this, a weird waking vision?
Was your cat?
Was my cat. Yeah. So if my cat was reacting to something before, like sometimes before I even saw it, like she'd just be staring in a corner or something, I look at like, oh God. That's how I was like, okay, so that was definitely there. And it wasn't just my cat feeding off weird energy. Or if she was, it was weird paranormal energy, and I'm here for it now.
Maybe your cat just has a good sense of humor and likes scaring the crap out of
like,
you.
Oh, he's waking up. Quick, look to the corner, scared. Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I'm just like, oh, I'm kind of bored.
Yeah. Oh, find out the animal world's been messing with us forever.
What's up there, Peaches? But yeah, they're all the creepiest things I've encountered. My cat has been there to witness them. And this is 2 separate cats, 2 different houses, 2 different states. Like, cats can see some weird stuff, man. And so I believe that to be the same case for most animals. Yeah. I don't know about like raccoons and stuff, but dogs, cats, house pets, I'm sure they can see.
Well, cats can see demons.
That's true.
The other animals tend to see the nicer things in life. Cats are like, nope, we're going straight to hell.
Yeah. And so if you haven't fully grasped Christian's take on cats, there you have it.
I actually like cats. I'm just honest about them. They see a dimension we never want to see.
The aspect of the story that I'm not a big fan of is feeling it. When you swat and you feel the contact, that's
why I said succubus, because if it was a ghost, you wouldn't have felt it, theoretically.
Yeah, but he only felt it when he was swatting it. The only thing outside of that he felt was the grip on his shoulder. And so he's swatting it, he feels it, but he doesn't actually feel it on his back. Unless it's like a weird, like bugs that kind of like numb the area while they're, it's getting creepy.
Yeah, that's definitely a demon then.
Yeah. Yeah, so she just numbed my back so I couldn't feel her going to town on my ripe young body. That's like a weird turn.